Happy Tuesday, my fellow strangers. It's Mrs. Strange back again. On today's episode for Stranger Universe, I will talk about certain songs from the 80s that should be featured in Stranger Things 5. Before we continue, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Stranger Things content. Turn on your notifications to never miss another episode. Join our live premieres to get a chance to interact with Mrs. Strange and other Stranger fans. Please share this video across all social media platforms to help fans and viewers join our Strange family. And now, let us begin. Stranger Things is known for a lot of great elements, but one in particular elevates the quality of the show to a whole other level. The series has a ton of nostalgia for the 1980s, a decade full of wonder, excitement, awesome movies, bad haircuts, and above all, the music, which spawned several iconic songs that still get played on the radio to this day. Stranger Things 4 catapulted the show's soundtrack to a whole new level by putting Kate Bush back at the top of the charts decades after Running Up That Hill was first released. It also made Metallica relevant again after Eddie Munson shredded Master of Puppets in the Upside Down. The show has used famous songs like Should I Stay or Should I Go, Every Breath You Take, Material Girl, and The Never-Ending Story in previous seasons. But there are still dozens if not hundreds more 80s hits that have yet to be featured in the show. It is sad to say that not every beloved song from the decade will be featured in the show, but that won't stop us from making our bets on which ones will show up in the finale. Now that the show is finally coming to its end in Season 5, I decided to share with you all my wishlist for the soundtrack in Stranger Things 5. Everybody Wants to Rule the World, by Tears for Fears. This song came out in March 1985, and for lots of fans, it would have fit very well with Season 3. Everybody Wants to Rule the World perfectly captures the feeling of being a teenager in the 80s, when everyone was going out to the mall and to the beach, riding bikes with friends, just being a normal teen and not worrying about the struggles and stress in life. Before Season 4 came out, I thought that it would have fit in the story since it was the gang's first year in high school, and the song being used in TikTok videos showcasing school life during the 1980s fueled that idea even further. As it stands, I think the song could be a good choice to use during the epilogue of the series, showing how the gang go their separate ways in life after their final battle against Vecna in the climax of Season 5. The Final Countdown, by Europe. This one is kind of self-explanatory, since Season 5 will be the grand finale of the Netflix series. The song came out in October 1986, which would work even if the time jump in Stranger Things 5 is only a couple months later in the year. The song is very emotional and motivational, so it could be used during some sort of training sequence for our gang as they get ready to head into their final confrontation in the Upside Down. The Final Countdown is a very iconic song from the 80s, and the show has to use it somehow in its 5th and final season. It wouldn't shock me if the Final Countdown gets used in the season's official trailer as well, just like how Separate Ways was used in the official trailer for Stranger Things 4, and then at the end of Episode 8. Never Gonna Give You Up, by Rick Astley. Arguably one of the most popular songs from that era, and famous for kickstarting the whole Rick-rolling internet meme. Seeing how it was released in the summer of 1987, the only way that this song could be featured on the show is if Season 5 takes place sometime after, maybe in the winter of 1987 like I have been speculating for some time. As for where it would be played in Stranger Things 5, it honestly depends on the place and the situation. I could definitely see Argyle singing the song as it plays on the radio while driving the Surfer Boy pizza van. It could also be used in the epilogue. Take My Breath Away, by Berlin. One of the most iconic romantic songs of the 80s, it came out in the summer of 1986. The song was written for the film Top Gun, which came out 2 months after the events of Stranger Things Season 4. Interestingly enough, its 2022 sequel, Top Gun Maverick, came out on the same day as Season 4. A few days ago, I talked about how it would be cute if Max and Lucas end up going to the movies as originally planned, and they see Top Gun during the summer right after the war against Vecna in Season 5. The song could be played during this sequence as we see Lumax get their happy ending during the epilogue of the series. This would only work if Season 5 scraps the time jump idea completely and takes place immediately after Season 4 in its entirety. With that said, the song could still be featured in some other way if the final season takes a year or two later, maybe in another romantic scene between characters. And last, but certainly not least, I've Had the Time of My Life, by Bill Medley and Jennifer Warnes. Much like Take My Breath Away, this was a very popular romance song from the decade, and it was also written for a specific film, Dirty Dancing. The song in the movie came out in 1987, which would mean that this song only works if season 5 takes place in that year or later in 1988 and 1989. This song has good vibes and it's bittersweet, which makes it a perfect song for the final season of this show. It is somewhat metaphorical since all of us as viewers have been watching this show since 2016, and we were seeing all of the kids growing up on screen. From a certain point of view, all of us were having the time of our lives when watching this great series, and now it's sadly coming to an end in season 5. So in general, this would be another good song to play over the epilogue, maybe even during the end credits sequence in the final episode. One honorable mention that I would like to mention is Thriller by Michael Jackson. For many people, this is the quintessential song from the 80s, and I definitely agree without a doubt. However, it is complicated because the song was already featured in the series, from a certain point of view. The trailer for Stranger Things 2 featured a remix of Thriller to advertise that the show was coming back on Halloween 2017, making it the television event of the spooky season that year. Shockingly enough, the song was somehow not played in the season itself, which is surpassing since Thriller was big in 1984, the year that season 2 takes place. Since then, the show has moved on from the fall seasonal setting that the show had in its first 2 seasons. Even though we don't know when exactly season 5 will take place, I doubt it will be another fall season when we've already had 2 seasons taking place during fall. Not to mention that if the yearly pattern continues, season 5 will have a winter setting. Even if Stranger Things 5 drops the time jump element and takes place entirely right after Stranger Things 4, it will still be spring, and I don't know when and where exactly Thriller will fit in during the story. With all of that said, those are all of my predictions for the soundtrack in season 5. We shall see which songs end up showing up in the final season. Overall, very exciting times. And that is all that we have for today. What songs do you want to hear in Stranger Things Season 5? Today's special shout out is for the Fun Girls. To get a chance at becoming our next special Stranger Universe shout out, type it down in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more great Stranger Things content. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to stay updated with us every day. Turn on your notifications to never miss another Stranger Universe episode like this one. Please share this video across all social media platforms to help fans and viewers join our strange family and find this totally tubular Stranger Things community. This episode was brought to you by Mrs. Strange, and this is Stranger Universe.